is to go and officialize those marriages at county level, so that we cease to have cohabitation. Wouldn't that work?
Yeah. How I love how any method that can be used to wed these people. Like I was telling the religious leaders that please go and mobilize them and entice them so that they can come and wed.
For me,
instead of condemning them.
For me, I think I don't disagree, and I agree with what
Henry.
With Henry, absolutely. What I'm talking about is when people are forced in a relationship they are not comfortable with. That is different from people who are comfortable with their relationship but have got hurdles which prevent them from legalizing their relationship. They want to get married, they don't have bride price, they don't have this, so they have a problem. But then I would like to know from research, and if Henry's proposal was to work, it would help us to find out. Because somebody would say, okay, the chairman of LC1, you register all marriages. And there are some people who will not go to the register because they're not comfortable with the relationship. And that's where children, I am sympathetic with the people who are already in it. And I totally agree.
I'm going to take a bit of feedback from viewers. This one also is interesting. Another person says, if we have allowed the Muslims out of this law, can we only legislate for civil marriages? Because my church has laws and regulations on marriages.
But for me, I think that we are really being, the whole thing is gimmick.
Hello?
Because I told you.
Okay, let's take this caller.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you, Chivazo.
You're welcome. Name, question, or comment?
I would like to support Honorable Matembe. What we should realize that these people go in this relationship not because they like. There are many factors which bring them into that situation. For example, why do churches baptize children from cohabiting couples? So we should move into two levels. One, there's the church and everybody who is moral, who has a moral authority, preach. Then the government takes the role of keeping these couples, those who have chosen not to go to church or to mosque, under bay, so that there is no controversial between there's no controversy between dividing the property. One, two, that the people live in harmony. That's my comment. I'm Patrick Chigombo.
All right.
From Matuga.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Okello.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take you as well. Hello.
This is Langa Paul from Pacific.
Yes, Paul. Okay, sorry. This is Okello from Gulu. He says, Miria is right. It is a matter of social justice and human rights, not religion.
Yes.
Hello? Yes, please.
I'm fine. Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
I'm called Roy.
Yes, Roy.
There is some problem I want to ask you. There is a friend of mine when his father suggests the mother around 2002.
Sorry, we lost you. Two wrongs do not make a right. You are either married or not. Let's not create an avenue for our children to grow up knowing they can cohabit.
Have they
That is
stopped
Martin.
Have they stopped them?
And someone says, Chivazo, not all Ugandans are Muslims or Christians. That is Binji from Bunga. Therefore, we must have a uniform law for this country. The law must not have eyes for Muslims or Christians.
May I respond on that one?
Yes.
Because I told the public listening the chronological of this law. When the Law Reform Commission conducted the extensive consultation and came out with the law of domestic relations, this law was catering for everybody, including the Muslims. I told you, the Muslims rose up in arms. They were millions at Sheraton.
Therefore?
And they wanted to block the law.
So tomorrow,
And
if you have a demonstration of Christians,
let me
do
first
you then
finish,
take them out of the law?
Chibazo, when somebody is answering you, you don't preempt what she's saying. So another day when it came again, all the women of the Muslim dressed up and they came to Parliament and they said, for us, Quran is our governs our marriage, and we are not going to have this law.
In fact, they said,
so when they reached Parliament, Parliament said, no, we are not going to cause problem here. If the Muslims are saying that for them, their law, they would have to come out with their law in line with their Quran, let us now go with this other law.
We have very few minutes left.
Here again, you are reverting it back. Remove divorce, join it again. It is just a game. It is just playing a game when people are suffering.
As I take on Betty, I have an interesting message from a viewer that doesn't leave their name. She says, Miria, if 60% of Ugandans were drunkards, would you legislate to allow them to overdrink since 60% of Ugandans are drunkards? Secondly, why allow Muslim courts and do not recognize Christian courts? On the contrary, I think you've answered the Constitution.
What I would like to say, because we have very few minutes,
yes,
is this, that we should recognize the reality.
Yes.
But we cannot only deal with the consequence without going to the cause of the problem. We have, if you want to call cohabitation a problem, which we must deal with now, and its consequences, we must solve the problem from the cause. What is it that makes people choose to cohabit? Because nobody wants to cohabit. What I know, nobody wants to cohabit. You know, they cohabit for a reason. Some men, because they're not sure of this girl with whom they have. Some people cohabit because they do not have the capacity, the resources to marry. But the ideal is what everybody would like, a formal marriage which is recognized by the whole family. So we must go to the cause of the problem.
Moral breakdown.
What is it? Then we must find a way, exactly. We must find a way, Miriam, of dealing with that.
The families, even their parents, at times they are all divorced.
So we cannot only
marriages are broken down and children are not molded properly. All these things are fundamental. They are fundamental to the whole issue. That's why I said that the religious leaders, instead of condemning those children and those women who are in that relationship, they should address the issue. Go out there,
the cause,
mobilize these people, preach your message so that values can come back.
But by doing that,
ladies, we have to go.
By doing that, you are dealing with the problem. What about the cause?
Ladies, we have to go, but I have to promise this. Viewers, what we're going to do is towards the end of this month, we're going to offer a public show in the theater here at WBS TV for all of you in the public that are able to join us in a live discussion. We'll invite Honorable Matembe, we'll invite Honorable Amongin that leads the UOPA, and others, and Betty here, to come and join and have a longer discussion with an audience that feeds in. Till then, good night.
You are watching WBS TV, where quality